Hi Year 6 and welcome to Lesson 2 of your Rainforest Poetry. I wonder whether or not you can remember the poem we left off on last lesson, the one about parrots. Did you guess these were the creatures that this was all about? The rainforest rainbows in flight in the heart of South America? Hopefully you did. I know it did say they were parrots, but these are macaws, which are special parrots living in the Amazon rainforest. I want to show you a video clip now so that you can see just how powerful this poem was.
The macaw's detailed knowledge of the forest tells them just where to go.
I hope you could see from the video just how powerful some of the language was that the author had chosen to describe the parrots as brightly coloured, hundreds and thousands of rainbows ascending above the red clay cliff, so really good verb choices, describing them as Amazon rainforest rainbows and the churning colours as they fly through the air, communing in rainbow families. The word rainbow is repeated a lot through this poem, and describing them like guardians of heaven's gate, like they're somehow protecting the world above. Lots of things there that hopefully you picked out, and hopefully seeing the imagery helps you to see where the poet got their inspiration from as well. Okay, we're going to have a look at a different poem now. This one's called Rainbow Pinwheels by Kathy Payson. It's different to the previous poems which have been written about animals. I wonder if you can guess what this poem is all about. Pinwheels of light twirl through a coloured sky, swirling palettes of colour into raindrops' eyes. Twinkling drops of rain in their silver beds, tying coloured sunbeams around their tiny heads. They travel to the east, they travel to the west. They travel north and south, these droplets never rest. They sail across the sky to make rainforests grow. They are Earth's refractors, painting heaven's rainbows. Did you identify what this was about? Do you think you have an idea? Have a look at this word here, refractors. To be a refractor, or to refract, is to change the course or direction of the light. So, for example, when the sun hits the waves of the sea, it makes the light bounce in all sorts of directions and it makes it sparkle and twinkle or catch your eye. What do you think this was all about? Rainbow pinwheels. What might be circling and dancing around in the sky in the rainforest? Move all around the place. It does say it here, if you spotted it. These droplets never rest. They're talking about the rain. This poem, so well done if you got it. It says there are metaphors in the poem. I wonder if you spotted some of those as well. To describe something as being something else, so they are Earth's refractors. There's your metaphor there. They are Earth's ability to bounce light off one another. And they've given some personification here. Use a different colour. Painting heaven's rainbows implies that they do this deliberately, so giving it a human characteristic. You have got some rhyming. Hopefully you spotted some of that. We had heads and beds, we had eyes, sky, we had west and rest, and we had grow and rainbow. So you've got some other poetic features here, and you've got some anaphora in there. They travel to, they travel, they travel. So some repetition of the same phrase. I wonder whether there's any assonance, the same sound. We've certainly got some assonance over here. We've got earl and there, the sound, which silver comes up there. Travel to the rest. Not so much anywhere else. You might spot some other things there. If we think about our checklist that we would normally be using, wonder what else is missing. Anything else? Can we see any similes in there? Are they compared to anything like a... Nope, but we've got the metaphor in there. I think that's probably most elements of the poetry writing that we've had a look at previously. So we'll leave that one analysed there. So you can see from some of the poetry we've already studied this week that you can write a rainforest poem about any element of the rainforest you want to. It can be about the animals in the forest, it can be about the rain, it can be about the trees. We're going to watch a video now. I want to help stimulate some of your ideas. And as you're watching, I want you to magpie and think about some of the language you might use and might start to write down and record that might start to help you think about how you view the rainforest using some of those poetic devices. Can you think of some rhyming words? Can you think of some phrases that come to mind when you watch the video? We'll also look at some photographs as well to help you plan some ideas for yourself. But let's have a watch of this video first.
Shrouded in a blanket of clouds, they awaken. Their canopies of green glitter in the sun. Their wildlife start to slither, chirp, and growl. And one of the planet's richest ecosystems.
Now hopefully watching that video gave you some ideas, gave you some language ideas, and I'd like you to make some notes now on this planning frame, which is on the Google Drive, where you can make notes under these headings. So you've got personification ideas, onomatopoeia, simile suggestions, you've got metaphors, alliteration ideas, rhyming lines, and this is some ideas that I'd like you to gather together. So we're going to read another poem together, and I want you to think about some of the language you've perhaps already collected from the videos, but also what you might magpie from the poems that you've already read. They're all on the Google Drive, so you can always go back to them and grab some of them. We'll have a look at another one together now. The rainforest. Water droplets beading up, mist slowly merging with the heat, ground so moist and soft, aroma fresh and sweet. Wondrous natural beauty, whirling, swirling in the air, monkeys chattering noisily, roaming free without a care. Colours ever so brilliant, complemented with the sun's iridescent rays, engulfing this forest with warmth on these long, hot, sunny days. Cackling emerging from the tropical birds within the trees, singing glorious love songs transcending out into the oceans and seas. Plants creeping up everywhere, tie-dyes of different colours and varieties of hues, frogs bouncing oh so high, croaking noisily in the morning dew. And when the night falls upon this land, this sacred rainforest we've not yet touched, its natural orchestra ignites, chirps, squawks, ribbits, rustling leaves, and such. Its conductor remains anonymous in this great rainforest so rare and pure, a holy place of wild freedom, nature's greatest holistic cure, a home to countless species, each so different from the next, a unique place of purity that as man we must protect. Now there is some lovely language in that poem. There's a spelling mistake up here which I'm just going to sort out. It's not that sort of dye. It is the sort of tie-dye that you do with colours. Okay. Lots of language. I've analysed some of it already for you just to save a little bit of time. So we've got some really powerful verb choices, some really good adjectives. They're the ones in green here. Iridescent is when it's all multicoloured, can't decide on what colour to be. Almost clear, sort of translucent colours that change. You've got tropical birds, glorious love songs. You've got emerging, singing, transcending, engulfing, some great words, chattering, and then some more over here. Some of my favourite bits are over here. I love the idea of the sound of the rainforest igniting, and it says its conductor remains anonymous. So who's controlling it all? Nobody. It's just Mother Nature. You've got the word sacred, and you've got some of this onomatopoeia, chirps, squawks, ribbits, and rustling. All of these things are fantastic and hopefully give you a really good idea of how you can put together some ideas onto your planning sheet. Okay, So here's some images to help you just come up with some of your own descriptive elements and other poetic devices to start forming your plan and forming your ideas that might become part of your own poem. This is the planning sheet. I've popped some things in there already for you. These are some of my ideas, but also some of the things that I've heard before, like swirling palettes of colour, some of those words from the onomatopoeia, but there were loads in the other poem that we just read. So use those on the Google Drive to magpie and collect ideas together, ones that you most like, that you actually might think you might want to use in your own poem. And lastly, this is your task, just so that you've got a clear understanding that you are today building up a collection of examples of great language choices. Use all the poems on the Google Drive and magpie plenty of ideas, and then you can start thinking about what you're going to write in your own poem tomorrow. Good luck with that, Year 6. I look forward to seeing your collections.